Cleo.
Hey guys, I'm Coach Tasha Delk.
Cleo the coach.
We are talking about 4 things that you need to be doing while dating. 4 things you must do while dating. It's so extremely important that you do these things. And the first thing is going to be
Removing the sex. That nasty. Y'all gotta stop doing the nasty. For real. Celibacy is a must. It worked wonders for us.
absolutely.
I feel like we still are reaping the benefits and the blessings from being able to stay controlled and being able to align ourselves with God all the way through. Because I feel like that's the way God definitely intended us to do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we can't stress how important that actually is. And it's so many benefits that, like my husband said, that comes behind that. The emotional
ties,
attachments, the emotional ties, all that stuff that
some people call them soul ties.
Yeah,
and I
soul
understand
ties.
why, because you are uniting two souls. I think we assume it's just a workout, and it's way bigger than that. It's really a gift from Elohim, and we have to treat it as such. And it's extremely important we have that understanding. And that's why I try to stress to our boys now, especially that they're teenagers, 16 and 15, and I feel like they're doing their best in their celibacy walk. But I stress that to them every day, how important that is, not to build those soul ties up, not to build those emotional ties up, because
Right.
they tend to stick with you.
Oh,
Well,
for
with
sure.
me personally, so
What?
just the connections that you have. I never really forget those moments. And
Yeah, but it's not about remembering them. It's about I feel like with our processes, you detach yourself from them.
Well, yeah,
because of the cleansing, because of the renewing, because of
you have to do the work on that though. That's not something that just I feel like just happens. I feel like
you haven't done the work.
No, I've done the work. That's what, but I've had to do the work. I feel like people feel like it's just it just leaves you, or those emotions just leave you. But when you see that person, if you haven't worked on work on getting the spiritual connection and trying to realign yourself with Elohim, then when you see these different people that you've had these sexual encounters with, a lot of emotions still come up. You feel like you have a connection with that person that you probably should have never had, because that's not something that someone you planned on being with forever. And I feel like that's the way that Elohim really wants us to have that connection, just with our wives, just with our husbands, so we can share that gift together and not just randomly.
Yeah.
So that's just my take on it.
Okay. All right. And 2, I would say, is for sure is asking the right questions. And I believe that there's a lot of people who totally skip this part. So while you're dating, you must ask the right questions.
Do you really know them?
Yes. Do you really know who you're getting in bed with? Do you really know who you're dating?
No, for sure.
Do you really know? And like some of the questions that I would say, that's important to ask while dating, it's like, do they really give you peace?
No, for sure.
Are you really at peace with this person?
Do they even want a family? It's plenty of questions you need to ask. What's their health situation like? What's their
family
career
history
looking like? What's their last name?
Well, really, what's their first name? How many? How many people go to bed with folks and they don't even, they just know their nickname.
No,
they don't really know.
No, you're right.
Their first name. Their real first name.
No, for sure. I don't feel like the people are just meeting surface based, and they having crazy attachments to each other, and they don't understand if this person is even a decent mother. Like does she raise her own children properly? What does her house look like? Like, there's so many questions and so many things you got to get to, bro, before I feel like sex it should even be on the table for real, for real.
No, for sure.
No,
I don't believe so. Like, are you even can you and this person even have a conversation outside of sex? Like, what if there's a situation where you guys may not be able to have sex, whatever that circumstance may be,
for sure.
and say for instance they fall ill, or you fall ill and you can't have sex,
or something just happens with the physical appearance. It's not the same person that you things happen all the time. Accidents, diseases.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to really, it's really a connection that has to be beyond physical, even though we know that the physical attraction might be the initiation on why you might want to approach the person. But after that, it has to be
deeper.
Way deeper than that.
It has to be
gotta
much
be a lot of
deeper.
substance that goes behind.
For sure.
Then what's really the intentions behind what's going on.
For sure.
And you can know that. I feel like when you're dating someone, based off the questions you ask me, so I can know if you ask me surface level questions, then okay, sure, you don't really want to get to know me for real. She just it's more just shallow based, and vice versa. If I'm not really asking you no questions or trying, it's more
get
just physical or surface level questions, and you know, which nigga ain't really, the king ain't really on that.
Yeah, no, for sure, because that's even just in dating. Like, you take it back to the dating phase, and I know everybody and I heard this before. What you doing?
No, what you want?
What you want?
What you got going on?
What's up?
This is real quick, like
versus like how was your day? How are you feeling?
What book did you read?
Are you reading a book? Let's read a book together. Let's so you gotta be able to go deeper. But also there's a question that I feel like is very thought provoking, which is if you were on your deathbed, right? Does the person that you're dating right now, can you trust that person to help see you through?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Right?
I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak for the majority, but I know a lot of my peers would be like, I don't know if I want this person praying for me. I don't know if Shorty is able to even motivate me to get through what I'm getting through. Is she even unattached with her day-to-day things to even be able to even deal with the issues or things that might arise in my life? So
like can that person really cover you?
That's a good question.
Like I feel like for me, and I'll just use.
I know you can. I got a prayer warrior over here. I know whatever I'm going through, my baby gonna get me through it. Sure.
One of the things that, and I'll just use this example so we can move forward. But I was given my C-section. I was in the process of having my third child by C-section. So I was really afraid throughout this time, battling something spiritually. And so, going through this process, it was a lot scarier for me this third time. And then if you know anything about cesareans, they don't really, your doctor really doesn't recommend you having more than 4. So number 3 for me was already scary, and so and then to just
the whole procedure.
The whole procedure,
it's a
I don't know,
That's really what it is.
It is, and it's like the deepest surgery. It's like one of the deepest surgeries that they have. I believe it's like they're cutting through like 7 layers or something like that. And so it's the deepest surgery that, and women are closest to death at childbirth. I'm just like so just nervous. My nerves are up. I'm shaking so bad. And then my husband, he comes up and, as he's there, he's like, babe, just calm down. He was there. He cheered me on every moment. When they had him standing outside, he was like waving from the door, like, babe, I'm right here. And so, just the support. And then it's just like, even in that moment when I was there and just on the table and they're cutting me open and doing the procedure, like my husband, he leans in and he starts singing to me. you know, and he sings, "No weapon formed against me shall prosper."
Mm-hmm.
And so as he's singing, the doctor, she goes, "Y'all wanna? I could play that song." And so he like, "Yeah, let's cut that song on for us, right?" And so, and then he plays the song. She plays the song in the room. And so, like I was telling my husband, I'm like, this is like one of those moments that you can't really just express with words because it doesn't even compare to the moment and just how, like, not just intimate it was, but how spiritual
No,
it was.
for sure,
You
for
know,
sure.
and just how, like, instantly I calmed. Like, I don't even think I was shaking anymore. I don't even think I was shaking anymore. So it's just like, it just goes to show you, like, so when you're in that moment and in that position, your mate, can they really cover
No,
you?
for sure, for sure.
You know, so I mean, I think that's just like extremely important, and that's not something that I believe that I've ever experienced to that magnitude. And to, I mean, I've just the protection and the safety in it and the love and just all that. I mean, y'all, when
For
I
sure,
say when I say
all glory, for sure. Because God definitely had me through that process. Because I was still, because I've never seen,
his
and
first
this is
time,
and I've been, so I've had 3 children outside of
prior to marriage.
our marriage, and I've been at every single one of the births. I've cut all 3 umbilical cords, and so through this process, this is the first time that we're dealing with the C-section, and that I felt you. I felt the woman being so not necessarily scared but nervous. Maybe it was nerves and all of that in one.
Yeah.
But I never really seen them that nervous, and I'm like, okay, God, what do I? So I'm praying even in the hallway because it was a minute I had to stay in the hallway while they got her together, and then I was able to come in and but when I'm seeing her that's why I'm cheering her from the hallway because I kind of see she just not where she was just kind of zoned out and kind of I could see the kind of the fear in there. I'm like, no, I gotta get in there. They gotta hurry up and let me in there. We gotta, because I don't want anything to go wrong, So I'm just praying. I'm asking God while I'm in the hallway. Okay, just give me the strength, give me the confidence, give me everything I need to help her calm herself through the situation. Because the more nervous she is, the more nervous I'm gonna be. So I had to, make sure I could do what God was calling me to do at that moment. And that's Fred Hammond was the first thing that came to my mind. And that's something that's kind of, that song we've been kind of playing for a while before we were even at the delivery in labor. So, no, but that was on point, baby. I appreciate that though.
No, for sure. And but that's just like one of the examples of like what I mean, because had he just folded and not like been there and not just kind of, that would have made it a lot harder for me, because it was already very hard. Like I said, I was spiritually battling with some things, and but yeah. So, all right, moving forward.
Number 3.
So number 3 is staying spiritually aligned. You got to make sure that you're spiritually aligned.
For sure.
And the reason why we say that you have to be doing this is because you have to be able to know like things that make you most calm, and then also being able to stay connected to that higher power. And I believe when we mentioned before, like whatever that higher power for you is, we definitely respect that.
For sure.
But it allows you to be able to grow spiritually and to grow as an adult, as a person, as a woman, as a man. It allows you to be able to grow into that purpose that you have, into that person that you're supposed to be for that the mate that you're with.
Sure. And for my men out there, women, real women, strong women are going to respect the man of purpose. So if you're aligning yourself with God, they gonna respect the God in you more than anything. And so if you can align yourself with purpose, align yourself with the Most High, and understand what that purpose looks like for you, and you're walking in that, you don't have to be a millionaire or be the most famous person in the world, but if you are doing what you need to do, then that you're going to be the perfect man for that mate that you're trying to attract.
Absolutely.
And that's mostly the most important thing I feel like is just staying spiritually aligned so you can be who you're trying to attract. You can those
who you're wanting to attract.
Right.
Yeah, because we're always attracting.
For sure.
So I believe it also staying spiritually aligned also opens that door for correction, and you can be able to be corrected and stand to be corrected.
Yeah, for sure.
Excuse me. But
definitely not least,
one that you guys really need to be doing while dating, gotta get them finances in order.
For sure.
Being financially aligned, being financially aware. Just, oh my God, please. We cannot stress enough how important finances are. Like getting your finances in order.
For sure. I'm saying mid-30s with people that still learning how to do these things. And it's like,
for sure.
It be blowing my mind.
You have to be financially focused. You have to be able to understand what responsibilities come, not just for yourself, but with a family. And so, being financially focused, whatever that looks like for you, it could be different from person to person, relationship to relationship. But being financially focused, we can't stress enough how important it is to be aligned with that person in dating, in a marriage. We were two opposites coming in financially.
For sure.
Two opposites coming in.
And not to cut you off, right? But to your point, that's what she's stressing. I think she's stressing financially focused is you don't have to be a millionaire, but you have to have an understanding of finances and and how to maintain and how to take care of. And so I feel like even though, and to your point, my wife helped me tremendously on just how I spend money, how I look at money. And so even just having that person that's aligned financially and help you get more aligned financially and get more on point with your money and be a good steward of the things that you have. And so I think that's big to your point, for sure.
No, for sure. Definitely have to be financially focused, and you have to be able to be working towards it. You have to have an understanding of finances and whatever that looks like. Being able to, I know most people don't write checks now, but being able to balance the checkbook and because I still write checks. I write checks. All that good stuff. And the reason being is because it shows how in order and how in control you really are of your finances. And, and especially with being a business owner, you have to make sure that you are
even more on point.
Yeah, even more on point financially, because especially if you're getting money daily. Like I was a hairstylist, so I was getting money every day, and every minute. Days I'm making thousands of dollars. Some days I'm making hundreds of dollars.
I didn't have a clue on what I was making a year, or could even understand credit. I didn't understand credit. I understand how to leverage my credit. I didn't understand even when I got into business. I'm learning about business credit now. So it's so many things that in this and we're in real estate. So we have to be even more on point with numbers and knowing what ROIs and different financial terms are. So it's definitely based on the person, but whatever industry that you're in, I feel like you need to be on point with what's going on around you with your finances, for sure.
And being,
especially if you have children too.
But business owners, definitely, if you're a business owner, you have to make sure that you are in tune, and even if you gotta take a class, whatever you gotta do it.
And we understand things happen, like and situations happen. So it's really, how do you bounce back from those ups and downs when it comes to the finances? Because we have to be forward thinkers, man. And so we have to definitely, and the women is what's going to nurture these seeds that we're gathering on a day-to-day basis. So get those seeds to that woman and watch what she do with them, bro. She'll turn a house into a mansion for you, bro. I'm telling you, no, for real.
Yeah. So those are the 4 keys,
For sure.
4 things that you guys need to be doing in dating. You have to remove sex.
Yes. It's okay to be celibate.
It is okay.
Intimacy is cool. It's I talk about not being intimate. You can kiss, you can hug, whatever,
whatever, hold hands, all that good stuff. But
penetration.
Just
you ain't gotta do it.
Sex, y'all.
You
no
gotta
sex,
do it.
no sex.
And on top of the health things that's going, it's so many. Shameless plug.
Oh,
getting the ebook, baby.
Yeah,
That's what the benefit. All the benefits is in there.
Yes, so I did write an ebook. It's called "Yes, Ladies, I'm Celibate," and it talks about our celibacy journey and some benefits and things like that. But
yeah, that's number 1.
Yeah. Okay. So
Number 2.
Anyways. So the first thing, remove sex from the relationship. 2 is ask the right questions. 3, you must be spiritually in line. And then 4, you must be financially focused.
Yeah, and number 2, as far as asking the right questions in the back of your mind, and as you're going forward in dating with that person, think to yourself, do I really know him? Do I really know all the things I need to know? And if you have a question you feel like you need to ask it. Because you probably need to ask it.
Have the heart.
Have the difficult questions. Have the difficult conversations. It's part of it.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm Coach Tasha Delk.
I'm Cleo the Coach.
4 things that you need to be doing while dating.
For sure.
All right, y'all. It's a wrap. We'll see y'all next Monday.